I'm John Davis, and this is MotorWeek. We'll find out how some electric CPR brought back the Toyota CHR. Then we'll pull off for a briefing on roadside safety. We'll downsize with historic pedal-powered cars for kids. Then get up to speed in the competition-ready BMW M2 CS. So come drive with us next.
MotorWeek, 45 years steering you in the right direction.
MotorWeek is proudly sponsored by Auto Value and Bumper to Bumper, a nationwide network of stores and shops providing major brand auto and truck parts and service from coast to coast and in your local community. Service is the difference. We get it. Learn more at autovalue.com and bumpertobumper.com.
We're Tire Rack. We test tires and share our results. We stock over 1 million tires. We offer multiple installation options. We do this because we believe tires matter. TireRack.com.
The Toyota CHR is back. But it's not the high rider coupe you may remember. This still stylish compact utility has now ditched pistons and pushrods in exchange for electric motors and batteries to become Toyota's new entry-level EV. So let's find out what that means for those looking to plug in on a budget. Originally designed as a Scion, the CHR first arrived in the U.S. for 2018 under the Toyota brand. It was a fresh face for the subcompact crossover scene, but its funky Scion style was an outlier for staid Toyota, and they quickly moved on, preferring to capitalize on the more familiar Corolla name with a new Corolla Cross SUV. Fast forward to 2026, the CHR returns, and while the size is similar, it's now a battery electric vehicle, joining the BZ and BZ Woodland in Toyota's EV fleet. Still like the original, there's a cool vibe to it, with athletic proportions, subtle body lines, a wide stance, coupe-ish profile, and optional black roof. The face is not totally devoid of grille work, and there is certainly a Toyota family resemblance throughout. Standard all-wheel drive means dual motors outputting a combined 338 horsepower for all CHRs. With a 74.7 kilowatt-hour battery, range is as high as 287 miles in the base SE, with our XSE trim tester rated for 273, a number we fell just short of in our driving loop, on pace for 266 miles. A NACS port is standard with 150 kilowatt max DC fast charging to 80% in around 30 minutes. Like many smaller EVs, it feels plenty spacious inside due to drivetrain packaging and a footprint that's longer and wider than traditional ICE vehicles. Well, up front anyway, as the rear seat area is not only less spacious feeling, but it's not the easiest to get in and out of. On the other hand, 25.3 cubic feet of cargo space is much more than the previous CHR's 19.1. The seatback folded max capacity sees an even bigger increase, going from 37 cubic feet to 59.5. The cabin does feature soft-touch materials, a huge 14-inch touchscreen, and customizable ambient lighting, all quite indulgent for a vehicle at this price point. XSE adds synthetic suede to the seats and additional safety features, plus opens up the option to add a panoramic roof and 9-speaker JBL premium audio. While some EVs give us the impression we're driving a techno club we somehow got let into by accident, the CHR has a very welcoming vibe to it, though most of our staff are not fans of the forward-mounted gauge display. It's certainly no accident we ended up at our Mason-Dixon test track, where the CHR swiftly shuttled us to 60 in just 4.7 seconds. Power delivery stayed very consistent all the way down the track, finishing the quarter mile in a speedy 13.4 seconds at 102 miles per hour. It felt a little unsettled and hard braking, requiring steering inputs to keep it straight, but stopped from 60 average 115 feet. Not bad for a 4,300-pound utility. Despite being the smallest member of the Toyota EV family, it felt mostly like its larger siblings in our handling course. Lots of body roll and a slightly top-heavy feel not found in most small EVs. Steering inputs required smoothness to keep the traction systems from pulling power, but the precise response did add a touch of fun, allowing us to quickly gain confidence. Back when MotorWeek was kicking off 45 years ago, Toyota's idea of an efficient entry-level wagon-like hatchback was the Starlet. We found this little rear driver to be a bit cramped up front, but there was plenty of room for a couple wild and crazy guys in the back seat. Oh, and check out those high-mileage 13-inch pizza cutters. They didn't do much for handling, but they did help the Starlet get 50 mpgs. Here in the modern era, the CHR is also quite efficient, using 30 kilowatt-hour of electricity per 100 miles. Pricing starts at $38,450, with just $2,000 more for XSE trim at $40,450. Like a trendy hotel that had fallen out of favor with the social elites, only to be renovated into a more functional and friendlier yet upscale space suitable for both hipsters and high rollers, Toyota has taken the funky, less practical petrol-powered CHR and turned it into a welcoming, reasonably priced EV, expanding their battery electric portfolio into entry-level territory. That makes the 2026 Toyota CHR worth visiting, as it looks to keep Toyota's EV lineup riding high now and for the future. Around the time the first automobiles hit the roads, tiny rideable examples soon followed. Known as pedal cars, they dominated as the go-to kids' toy back in the day. Well, now these nostalgic cars are part of a special classics exhibit at the Antique Automobile Club of America Museum in Hershey, Pennsylvania. As Stephanie Hart shows us, their working horns and chrome accents make them fun for all ages.
This is perhaps the finest pedal car collection in the country. It was carefully assembled over 25 years, and just looking at these adorable little cars, you can't help but smile. Pedal cars originated around the 1890s, paralleling the development of the automobile. Children wanted to be just like their parents, so that meant having the same car as mom and dad. As a result, pedal cars came to life, fueled by tiny leg power and make-believe. Today, pedal cars are essentially antiques, replicas of cars that people adored back in the day. This permanent pedal car exhibit at the AACA Museum in Hershey, Pennsylvania highlights 15 pedal cars, all meticulously crafted and restored. Some are worth about $30,000.
All of these were designed by industrial designers and engineers of the period that were retained by the toy companies. And these toy companies were very large enterprises, and there were quite a number of them that made these beautiful pedal cars.
Like this Auburn supercharged pedal car. It's a very, very rare car, and probably one of the most famous pedal cars, among others.
You can see the detail both in the exterior, the lights, the horn, the side vents, and the interior. The interior is absolutely meticulously restored. It's fully upholstered just like a car would be. It has side mount wire wheels and obviously tail lights at the back. Those lights all work, and the interior of the car is absolutely breathtaking. It's just a miniature version of what a full-size car would have been.
Another stunner, this mini Lincoln Zephyr, which looks insanely perfect. And this station wagon is beautifully restored with real wood finishing. Nothing has been overlooked in this collection. And it gets better. Not far from here, there's an entire museum bursting with pedal cars. It's like walking into a larger-than-life toy box stuffed with all your dream cars. These two Packards are favorites in the collection. So many beautiful details.
One is the full suspension.
That is nice.
Door that opens.
Love that.
And a tilt steering wheel.
Very cool. It's worth about $20,000 today and is part of a collection of 153 pedal cars at the Cyberling Museum in Ephrata, Pennsylvania.
The Packards that we just talked about, they were in the $75 to $100 range, which was out of the price range of most families. In the 50s and 60s, they kind of capped them around the $15, $20 range, which your middle class was making more money, so that was what I call an obtainable Christmas or birthday gift for a child.
Every pedal car here has a unique story under its hood. Austin Healy created this one. That's why it's one of the few that actually has a VIN number attached to it.
This one was made in Britain. It has what I call a false engine. It does have working headlights. It has a handbrake. It's a bigger pedal car that bigger kids could ride in.
It's remarkable that so many of the early pedal cars are still around today, thanks largely to careful restoration, after most of them were reprocessed as scrap metal to support World War II efforts.
Restoring these pedal cars is just like restoring a car. So you have to have the metal formed again, you have to fill in any places that are missing, you have to re-chrome the chrome accessories, you have to have an upholstery shop do the interior. So it's just like restoring a car. That's why these pedal cars today are A, so costly to restore, and B, so valuable once they are restored.
Some would argue priceless, resurrecting yesterday's childlike joy into our world today.
Both technical service bulletins and recalls are very important communications from car manufacturers. But did you know they serve very different purposes? Recalls are usually to resolve more serious issues, as the manufacturer is legally obligated to notify car owners when their vehicle is no longer safety compliant in some capacity, like faulty airbags or seatbelts, and steps to fix that defect at no cost. But a TSB or technical service bulletin isn't generally crucial to safety. Instead, it's how a manufacturer communicates with dealers and repair shops on performance and reliability concerns they've discovered, from rough-running engines to faulty infotainment systems. So they're both very important in their own ways. You can look up current TSBs and recalls for your vehicles at the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration website.
Even with the right maintenance, some things just can't stop from happening. Punctures, road debris, or just bad luck. Well, here's Audra Forden with tips on how to stay safe when you find yourself stranded on the side of the road on MotorWeek's Your Drive.
Have you ever been stuck on the side of the road with your car saying, nope, not today? It's stressful, maybe even a little scary, but I've got good news for you. With the right tools and a little prep, you can take control of the situation. There is a must-have toolkit to keep you roadside safe and get you moving again. Safety first, always. If your car starts acting up, turn on your hazard lights immediately so that others know that you're in distress. Pull over safely, far from traffic, find the shoulder or a parking lot, or even better, a side street if you can. If it's dark or foggy, look for a location that has lights. Use reflective triangles or flares or a reflective vest to make you more visible. And don't leave your car unless it's absolutely necessary for you to go. Essentials for your toolkit, well, they start with jumper cables or a portable jump starter. A dead battery is super common, and jumper cables, well, they can save the day. Just remember, red is to positive and black is to negative. Even better, that portable jump starter, no second car is required, provided that it is fully charged up. So make sure you have a habit of checking your portable charger. Because low tire pressure can lead to blowouts, a portable compact tire inflator or one that plugs into your car gets your tires back in shape fast. It is perfect for slow leaks. A simple but powerful must-have is a flashlight. It helps you to see what you're doing, and it helps others to see you, especially at night. Because bumps and scrapes can happen, well, a first aid kit with bandages, wipes, and gauze are always great to have on hand. Duct tape and zip ties, this is a necessity in your kit. It really can fix almost anything in a pinch. Think loose panels, hanging fender, broken side view mirrors, and cracked hoses. And if you can't fix it yourself, call for help. Have your roadside assistance information saved in your phone so you're ready when you need it. There you go, your quick guide to staying safe and prepared. Remember, stay calm, stay visible, stay smart. With the right tools in your trunk, you're never truly stranded. If you've got any questions or comments, reach out to us right here at MotorWeek.
Subaru is all about appealing to people's adventurous side. So being the adventurous types ourselves, we recently added a side of Outback to our long-term menu. So let the adventure-packed vacations begin as this 2026 Subaru Outback arrived in the heart of summer travel season. With its 7th generation, the transformation from wagon to SUV is mostly complete, with indicators of its legacy wagon origins largely left in the dirt. Like most Subarus, the interior is well put together, feeling both old school and upscale at the same time, mostly due to our car's touring trim upgrades, which include leather upholstery, ventilated front seats, and additional driver assist features. Being in the XT family means under the hood is a 260 horsepower 2.4-liter Turbo 4, a big upgrade over the standard 180 horsepower 2.5-liter naturally aspirated 4. We'll appreciate that on highway trips or when the Outback is packed full of gear. I can't speak for everyone on the staff, but I know the very first thing I did in this Outback XT was test the acceleration. And indeed, it is much more potent than the non-turbo engine. And it even looks cooler under the hood. Now remember, this Outback is a few inches taller than the previous one, so it's still not an elite corner carver, but it's certainly comfortable. We've only put a few miles on it so far, but are loving the roominess of the cabin, the tremendous visibility you have all around, the just right size of the Outback, and its sapphire blue pearl paint job that has it standing out in the sea of drabness that is most parking lots these days. We'll check in with another newbie, our Kia Sportage, on the next MotorWeek long-term road test update.
We've deciphered the press releases so you don't have to. Here's Stephanie Hart with all the latest motor news.
America's obsession with pickup trucks is by no means slowing, and we've been expecting a next-gen Chevrolet Silverado 1500 for some time now, and we've just caught wind of the details. The 2027 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 will arrive by the end of this year in a traditional number of trims, from work truck to ZR2. Banking on their 8-cylinder lineage, this next-gen full-size will offer 5.7-liter and 6.6-liter V8 options. The exterior is modernized, and the interior is more tech-focused. A 16-inch infotainment screen and 12-inch gauge display is standard, and an 11-inch passenger screen is available. We'll have pricing details soon, and will feature the new Chevrolet Silverado in a future road test. Debuted at this year's 24 Hours of Le Mans, the BMW M Concept New Class highlights the future design language of M Performance. It's powered by an 800-volt architecture and a battery with at least 100 kilowatt-hours of energy. Its aggressive bodywork features dramatic lighting elements and aerodynamic sculpting. Its interior is equally sporty, featuring bucket seats, proper harnesses, and even a roll bar. We don't expect all of this to make it to production, but the M concept has certainly piqued our interest. Speaking of a dramatic overhaul, we caught our first glimpse of the 2027 Mitsubishi Eclipse Sportback. To say it's a far cry from the Eclipse Sport coupes of old is an understatement, taking the shape of a subcompact utility, a fully electric one at that. Exact powertrain details are yet to be confirmed, but we know it's based on the Nissan Leaf, so we expect similar characteristics. We'll know more when it arrives later this year. And that's it for this week's Motor News.
It's no secret that the pint-sized BMW M2 delivers supersized levels of fun and performance. But for people that have an even bigger hunger for hustle, there is a biggie-size grab-and-go upgrade. It's called the M2 CS. So let's see if it cures our craving for speed. More power, less weight. It's a well-proven action plan for turning good sports cars into great ones. So the mission at hand for us is to see if that holds true in this 2026 BMW M2 CS. Starting under the hood, where added power for the 3-liter turbocharged inline-6 comes strictly from software tweaking, as engine internals stay the same as the base M2. Still, CS results are notable. 50 more horsepower to 523 with an additional 36 pound-feet of torque at 478. Peak torque does move a little higher in the rev band. Engine mounts are stiffened, and the quad-tip M exhaust system makes sure everyone hears you coming and going. Unlike most of the current M stable, this remains exclusively rear-wheel drive, making it the top gun among rear-drive M cars. That's the good news. The bad news is no more manual transmission, just an 8-speed automatic, though it's really not bad news at all, as the latest M Steptronic shifts faster than you can, and was certainly thinking faster than we could when it came to finding gears out on the track. This purple projectile also comes with launch control for making fast getaways, but you can do just as good on your own, releasing the brake around 2,000 RPM and then squeezing the throttle rather than just flooring it. We hit 60 in 3.6 seconds and cleared the quarter mile in 11.8 seconds at 120 miles per hour. But as you might expect, the real mission of the CS is to get around a racetrack faster than a standard M2. In that pursuit, a complete suspension overhaul has taken place, with new springs and dampers resulting in a slightly lowered stance, plus software upgrades for chassis control systems. All managed through M Dynamics, of course, with the ability to recall 2 custom settings with M buttons on the steering wheel. Weight loss is another part of the package, with most efforts coming down to replacing components with carbon fiber reinforced plastic. That includes side mirrors, the roof, rear diffuser, grille surround, front splitter, and even the rear deck lid. These great-looking 19 and 20-inch forged alloy wheels help too. But all said, we're only talking about 100 pounds, so we're still at 3770. So they haven't exactly turned it into a Mazda Miata. Out on the track, the first thing that hit us was just how quick and forcefully throttle response hits. It's not a heavy hammer of torque, just rocket-like propulsion that seems to be always available. The suspension felt incredibly stiff, and that heightened response showed up in the steering as well, with more feedback through the wheel than anything we've driven from BMW in quite some time. It's not a totally foreign experience compared to the standard M2, as it maintains a playful nature. It just feels faster and way more planted. That newfound steering feel comes through a thick-rimmed steering wheel that feels great in the hands. These M carbon bucket seats, not so much for other body parts, but they sure lock you in place out on the track. Grip from the Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires was terrific, and braking performance was strong enough to dislodge any fast food debris long sequestered under the seats. The M2 CS's exaggerated rear fenders and throwback color scheme had us actually thinking back to the late 1980s and the first M3 we had here at Roebling Road Raceway. We loved its remarkably well-balanced chassis, but seemed more enamored that its 4-cylinder engine had Formula One technology. Meeting your competitive sporting needs will cost you $99,775. That's a steep $30,000 over the base M2. So is the 2026 BMW M2 Competition Sport the most unforgettable M car ever? Well, that kind of hyperbole might be a stretch, But less weight, more power, and heightened handling have absolutely produced a great effort, and one of the most memorable M cars we've driven in a very long time.
Well, that's our show. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, for more MotorWeek, including daily news updates, podcasts, and even complete episodes, cruise on over to pbs.org/MotorWeek. And I hope you'll join us next time
for the next gen of Mazda's compact commodity, the CX-5, and a street truck trickster, the Ford Maverick Lobo.
Till next time, I'm John Davis. We'll see you right here on MotorWeek.
To learn more about MotorWeek, television's original automotive magazine, visit pbs.org/MotorWeek.
The MotorWeek app, which includes our latest reviews and feature stories, is now available for mobile devices.
MotorWeek is proudly sponsored by Auto Value and Bumper to Bumper, a nationwide network of stores and shops providing major brand auto and truck parts and service from coast to coast and in your local community. Service is the difference. We get it. Learn more at autovalue.com and bumpertobumper.com.
We're Tire Rack. We test tires and share our results. We stock over 1 million tires. We offer multiple installation options. We do this because we believe tires matter. TireRack.com.
This program was produced by Maryland Public Television, which is solely responsible for its content.
You're watching PBS.